Hello, welcome back again. Last video I did a pizza cutter, and I'm going to carry on from that, but this time I'm going to be doing our cake size kit, which is this one here. It comes with a ferrule, which I'll show you in a bit. Now, if you saw the pizza cutter video, you'll saw one way that I made a handle, because that's all we need to fit on here is basically just a handle. And I mentioned our little chrome end caps. And I've got one of our little chrome end caps here, and this is what I'm going to be using today to make the handle, because it means I can turn between centres. And this little bit of kit, it doesn't come with the cake size kit. These are sold separately in packs of 4, but they can obviously be used for cake size kits or pizza cutters or bottle stoppers, whatever you like, to make a turn between centre project. Now I'm going to show you this in a little bit more detail, because I can hold it up to the camera there, and you'll see at the bottom of that little chrome piece, it's actually curved at the bottom. Now we've designed them like that so you haven't got to be too precise in the fitting. Now if it's something like a pen or a pen part, if you're a fraction of a millimetre out, you'll see it and it'll look odd. We've designed these to be like that, so it doesn't really matter too much as long as you're around about the sort of 10.5, 11 millimetre mark. It doesn't look too bad. In fact, they even look quite nice just on a much wider part, just popped on the end. So as I said, these come in packs of 4. Each pack of 4 comes with 2 of these 6mm wooden dowels, because they fit on there perfectly, and you don't need a whole dowel for one of those little things, so we're going to cut that in half when it comes to assembly. But what it means is, to actually assemble the kit, we have a blank here, and what I've done with this blank is simply drill a 6.5mm hole in one end and a 6mm hole in the other end. So the 6mm hole is for the chrome end cap, and the 6.5mm end here is for the cake size kit to fit in. And all we need to do now is just turn that between centres, get the right diameter for the ferrule, and put it together. Simple. So I've got it mounted between centres. I've got a dead centre at this end for my drive, and I've got a live centre at this end. And we're going to just turn this round initially, and then we'll look at doing the ferrule size, and then we can look at shaping the handle and finishing the rest of the project. Now the advantage of turning between centres with projects like this is that you can actually take it on and off the lathe to check the fit of the ferrule, because that's really quite important. But I am just going to use a pencil and quickly measure a mark on here where the ferrule needs to come to. So I'm just going to hold it there on the edge so we can see roughly where that is the point that the ferrule needs to come to, and I'll just mark that all the way around. You can of course just measure it with calipers if you have calipers to hand. So that gives us our distance there that we've got. Make sure that this isn't longer than that, otherwise you've got a little bit of wood sticking out from the ferrule. So we can now trim this down to the right diameter. And again, I've got my calipers here, so I can tell you that the diameter we're looking for is, this says 15.22mm, so we're looking for 15mm at this point here. Now that looks to be about right, so what I'm actually going to do now is just remove it from the lathe. So this is the handy bit, and just check that the ferrule fits on there, and it does. That fits absolutely fine on there, which you'll hopefully see. So we now know it's actually quite tight. We've got the right size end piece for the ferrule, so we don't need to do anything else with that, and we can pop it back on the lathe and now just look at shaping and finishing the handle. So I've finished off the bit of sycamore. I'm now going to take it off the lathe and we'll look at assembling this together. I've got my dowel which I've cut in half, so I can slot one end in there, and I can then slot my little end cap on there like so, and you can hear it. You can glue these if you want to, but there's a little end piece on there. Hopefully you can see that looks quite smart. I'll pop the ferrule on that end, and then it's just a question of pressing. This is the bit where I've had this in and out several times before I've done the video. Be careful of this blade, it is quite sharp, but normally I would set this in a vise and then press it together, but because I've already created a hole in there, it's going to go in quite easily. So I've pressed that in quite easily, and there we have a finished cake slice ready to use. So there we have a simple sycamore handle on a cake slice or pie slice kit, using a little chrome end cap there just to finish the project off. And so you'll notice when I made that I didn't bother measuring the end, because they'll fit on pretty much any size you want to make, but they do finish off a project quite nicely and make it look a bit more special, particularly for something like this that's you know, you might bring that out at a special occasion. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop us an email. We're always pleased to help if we can. Please do visit the website and see our range of kits. We don't do tools other than essential ones for the kits. All we do is wood turning kits and hardware. So have a good look round, and we look forward to seeing you at our next video. Thanks very much for watching. Happy turning and happy box making. Bye bye.